sight of God and in the face of this company to join together Brett and Stephanie in holy matrimony, which is commended of St. Paul to be honorable among all men, and therefore not to be entered into lightly, but reverently, discreetly, advisedly, and in the fear of God. To this holy estate these two persons come now to be joined. I require and charge you both, as you will answer on the day of judgment, when secrets of all the hearts shall be exposed, that if either of you know of any impediment why you shouldn't be married, now speak up. Time's up.
Thank you for keeping it short.
For well be assured that if any persons are joined together otherwise than God's word allowed, their marriage is not lawful. Who gives this woman to be married to this man?
We do.
Let me be seated. Before we go any further, Brett needs to take care of some business. All right, Brett, this is your opportunity.
Sarah Jo?
Yeah.
Sorry. My life till this point has not been full. Never did I think I would have a daughter, much less a daughter as special and as beautiful as you are. I promise for all the days of my life to show you what it is to be a husband and a father and love you for all that I'm worth. And all I want to know is, will you accept me as your dad for all the days that I walk this earth? So I want you to wear this ring until you find the man who owns your heart and will treat it properly and treat you the way you deserve to be treated. I love you, Sarah.
I love you too.
Thank you, honey. Right here, baby.
Just kind of face each other. I want you to look around you first, all right? I'm prepared. I might need it myself after that.
What do you have on? Notes here?
It's not going to be a long ceremony, but I want you to look around you. These are your families and friends, and I've only met them for a few minutes. And I can tell they're genuine, and I like real people. And so I want you to remember this moment by looking around first and seeing all your friends that are not only going to love you and support you, but they're going to hold each of you accountable. Won't you? Raise your hand if you will. All right, we got them all. You know, my degree's in psychology counseling, and there's a part of the brain that's called the reticular activating system, and this is the only heavy part of the message. And what it does, it filters out what gets through our consciousness. In other words, the things we remember. What are your memories? And we know that this system actually only allows 3 memories into our consciousness. Things that are unusual, like you giving Sarah Jo that ring, people remember that. Things that threaten you, and believe me, if you've been married at all, ever, there are things that are going to threaten you. And then things that are of value. And I'm going to charge you as we listen to these vows and as we exchange these commitments to each other that you realize how valuable what you're doing today is in your life. And you always reflect back on that value. So we begin by asking you, Brett. Brett, do you take Stephanie to be your lawful wedded wife?
I do.
And Stephanie, do you take Brett to be your lawful wedded husband?
I do.
Then you can hold hands. Right. Face each other. All right. Now, we're going to have exchanging of the vows first. And I was thinking about it as I met you. It's not called the exchanging of the feelings. I do a lot of marriage counseling, and they'll get into my office and they'll come to me with all these issues, and I'm thinking, and they'll say things like, when they first come in, especially a young couple, and they'll sit in front of me, and I always ask them, why do you want to get married? And they'll always say something really stupid. Like, we can't wait to be together 24 hours a day. And that's why I sit behind the desk, because I pinch myself. And then they'll say we fell in love. Well, you know, that's partially true. But love's not a hole you fell into, any more than you fall out of love. It's a covenant commitment. And so that's why we have our vows. Vows that remind you that the feelings are gone, and they will be gone. I mean, I've been married my wife's not here, over 30 years. And I wear a ring, and sometimes I don't feel like I'm married. Matter of fact, as a minister, I didn't really even believe in hell till after I got married. She tells me not to say that, but I mean that time-wise. But the truth is, if you will hold on to these vows and covenants that you share with each other, when you don't feel it, which is the shallowest part of us, and you hold on to your knowings and your doings, the feelings will always come back. So here's our vows. Brett, in taking the woman you hold by your right hand to be your lawful wedded wife, before God and the witnesses present, you must promise to love her, to honor her and cherish her in that relation, and leaving all others cleave only unto her, and to be in to her all things a true and faithful husband, so long as you both shall live. Do you promise?
I promise.
And Stephanie, in taking the man you hold by the right hand to be your lawful wedded husband, before God and these witnesses present, you must promise to love him, to honor him, to cherish him in that relation, and leaving all others cleave only unto him, and to be to him in all things a true and faithful wife, so long as you both shall live. Do you so promise? Both Brett and Stephanie have chosen rings, as many people do, and rings are just a constant reminder, okay? It's to remind you when the feelings aren't there. Now, oftentimes a groom will ask me, this happens all the time, how much does it cost for you to perform the marriage? And I'm kind of sly. And I'll say, well, whatever you think she's worth. Because that usually does really good. True story, except for about 4 years ago, actually was a couple from Arkansas, never had a church wedding. I told him that. He slipped me 5 $1 bills like it was a big drug deal. So I'm thinking, okay, you know what? I asked for it. And so all of a sudden, I met the bride for the first time. She comes down the aisle. He raises the veil. I slipped him back $3. I'm going to say this, Brett. You can't afford this one, all right? You're right. So this one's all gratis, all
I'm
right?
out of my league.
Okay.
I know.
So anyway, they've chosen to exchange rings. Can the ring bearer come up, and we're going to take some rings from him?
Come here, bud.
And see, I'm a married man. They told me exactly how to do this, so I've got to do it just right with your help, all right? Hold this.
Hang on
Pull
to the
this.
pillow, Noah.
There we go. Hold this. Thank you. Make me look good. There we go. There's nothing really special about rings other than it's a reminder of your covenant together. So, Brett, I want you to take this ring, place it on Stephanie's ring finger, and I want you to repeat after me. Stephanie, I give you this ring.
Stephanie, I give you this ring.
Wear it with love and joy.
Wear it with love and joy.
I choose you to be my partner,
I choose you to be my partner.
to have and to hold from this day forward,
To have and to hold from this day forward.
for better, for worse,
For better, for worse.
for richer, for poorer,
For richer, for poorer.
in sickness and in health,
In sickness and in health.
to love and to cherish,
To love and to cherish.
as long as we both shall live.
As long as we both shall live.
Place it on Brett's ring finger and repeat after me. Brett, I give you this ring.
Brett, I give you this ring.
Wear it with love and joy.
Wear it with love and joy.
I choose you to be my partner,
I choose you to be my partner.
to have and to hold from this day forward,
To have and to hold from this day forward.
for better, for worse,
For better, for worse.
for richer, for poorer,
For richer, for poorer.
in sickness and in health,
In sickness and in health.
to love and to cherish,
To love and to cherish.
as long as we both shall live.
As long as we wish.
Now, marriage is not a contract. We live in a world of contracts. Anything we do, we're so engulfed in contracts. Even if your banker's your best friend, he makes you sign because he doesn't trust you and you don't trust him. So anything we do, and so we come into a marriage and we kind of have an idea like it's like a contract, and it's not. It's a covenant. And covenant's based on trust, and trust has very little to do with feelings. Even as Job said in the Bible when he lost everything. And the only thing he's got left is his wife. And she's telling him to kill himself. He says this in Job 19:25. He says, I know my Redeemer lives. He didn't feel it. And so as in marriage, even when difficult times come, you can reflect on the great things that you remember, the joyful things, the honest things, the pure things. And you can say to yourself, I might not feel it, but that's the shallowest part of me. But I know it, and I will do it. Because belief means obedience. How do I know belief means obedience? I was raised in a generation when my dad said to be home at 11, I believed it. I was raised, they called me ADHD. I didn't even know it till I was an adult. See, we didn't have Ritalin and Adderall when I was growing up. We had leather. And it got there quick, but it didn't stay long. So learn to laugh in your relationship. Learn to have joy. So this is something I picked up in England. I pastored in England several years, did some postgraduate work there. And it's called the Celtic Blessings of the Hands. So we have our Bible here. I want to show you this Bible first because we're going to use it at the end. This is one of my collection. It was actually in 1649. This one was printed. So it's 370 years old. What it reminds me of, that this is the only book in the world that tells you who you are, where you came from, and where you're going. It's better than Cosmopolitan, or it's better than Oprah. It'll give you advice that you can count on. And I'd say, you know what, keep it in a centered place of your heart, but also in your family. Go to it often. Get its wisdom as often as you can. Get involved in church. Realize that God is bigger than what our minds can comprehend. So we're going to do this Celtic blessing. You know, one thing in England, when you did weddings, you had to have a wedding between 9 and 5. Did you know that? That's one of the laws. Now, do you know why that is?
No.
It's an old English law that you had to be married during daylight hours because you didn't want to end up marrying your sister-in-law. Okay? Because once you're married, once I give you that, you're married. Okay? I don't like anybody that comes back and says it didn't stick because it reflects on me. I take that personal. All right? So here's what we're going to do. This old Celtic practice called the blessings of the hand. Brett, what I want you to do is hold your hands like this. Okay? And Stephanie, I want you to place your hands palms up. And I'm going to say the blessing that's been interpreted into English. What you see before you, Brett, is the gift to you. These are the hands of your best friend, smooth, young, and carefree, that are holding yours on your wedding day, as she pledges her love and commitment to you all the days of her life. These are the hands that will hold you tight as you struggle through difficult times. These are the hands that will comfort you when you are sick and console you when you are grieving. These are the hands that will passionately love you and cherish you through the years for a lifetime of happiness. These are the hands that will hold you in joy and excitement and hope when she tells you she is carrying your child. These are the hands that will give you support as she encourages you to chase down your dreams. Together as a team, everything you wish for can be realized. Stephanie, please hold Brett's hands palms up where you may see them. Stephanie, these are the hands of your best friend, young and strong and vibrant with love, that are holding yours on your wedding day as he promises to love you all the days of his life. These are the hands that will work alongside yours as together you build your future, as you laugh and as you cry, as you share your innermost secrets and dreams. These are the hands that will work long hours for you and your family. These are the hands that will passionately love you and cherish you through the years for a lifetime of happiness. These are the hands that will countless time wipe the tears from your eyes, tears of sorrow, tears of joy. These are the hands that will comfort you in illness and hold you when fear or grief overwhelms your mind. These are the hands that will tenderly lift your chin and brush your cheek as they raise your face to look into his eyes. Eyes that are filled completely with his overwhelming love and desire for you. Brad, I want you to hold this. You place your hands on top of that, and I'm going to bless these, and please pray with me as we bless. God, bless these hands that are before you this day. May they always be held by one another. Give them the strength to hold on during the storms of stress and the dark disillusionment of night. Keep them tender and gentle as they nurture each other in their wondrous love. Help these hands to continue building a relationship founded in your grace, rich in caring, and devoted in reaching for your perfection. May Brett and Stephanie see their 4 hands as healer, protector, shelter, and guide. We ask this in your name. Amen.
Amen.
By the power invested in me in this great state of Texas and by the authority of God, I now pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss your bride.
Say it.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. and Mrs. Brett Baker.
What I want, you got, and it might be hard to handle. But like a flame that burns a candle, but can you feel the flame? Yeah, yeah, what I got, full stop of thoughts and dreams that scatter. And you pull them all together, and how I can't explain. Oh yeah, well, you make a man
Take your seats or just find a place to relax and hang out and just listen for a minute. I want to say a few words, and then there's a few other people that want to say a few words as well. First and foremost, thank you everyone that has made it here and made tonight the most beautiful night ever. Everything that's gone on, everyone from Stephanie's family that's come and helped and provided assistance, all of our friends that have come here from near and far. I mean, we have people from North Carolina, from Minnesota, from South Florida. I mean, you name it, people have come from everywhere to come and give us their blessings. And we are so blessed to have every single one of you. I am so blessed to be part of such an amazing family and such an amazing group of people. I look forward every day to spending my life with Stephanie. But, Stephanie comes with this package, and this package this package is quite frankly, children, close your ears. Fan-fucking-tastic. I love being part of this. I've had a great time. There's been a lot of stress leading up to this day, but every one of you has stepped up and done so much more than what you should have. And we are so very thankful and so very blessed to have every one of you in our lives. So thank you for being here. Thank you for welcoming me. I'm not an easy person to welcome. I'm a Marine, sorry. It happens. I say things like, I drop the F-bomb and it happens and whatever, sorry kids. And so it's tough to accept me. And so for that, I say thank you. I love you, each and every one of you, and those of you that I've just recently gotten to know. I look forward to so many more years of growing to love you even more. So thank you so much. Oh, shit.
So, on the 9-hour drive I had here, Cherie said, Robert, act right. So, I'm trying to act right. But, I don't know who got married today because this Stephanie chick, I have no idea who she is. So, we might have to do it again because I don't know who that is. Her name is Doe. It's always been Doe. It's always going to be Doe. So, I was a little sad today, not because my sister got married, but more because I thought I was going to get to perform the sermon, so I've been doing all this online stuff. So all that time was wasted. But with all seriousness, I love my sister a whole lot, and me and my brother are real close to our sister. We go do things together, just us three. It's always just been us three, and now that my sister's married again, and we're this huge family unit that we have, we got to share my sister again, which I don't like. Yeah. But with all seriousness, she couldn't have met a better man, a better person to take care of her and Sarah, or for them to take care of you, because if you know my sister, she likes to be the boss. Welcome to the family. We're upfront and honest, but it's always meant with love and respect. And I'm looking forward to spending time with you and to building this family even stronger. So thank you for coming. And all I can say is that me and me and my family wish y'all continued happiness, and we love y'all very much.
Good evening. Thank you everybody for coming and showing up for Stephanie and Brett. I've had the pleasure of knowing Stephanie since October of 2003. I feel like she is my sister. We speak the language only her and I understand. And we've been there through a lot of things together. So this is a very bittersweet moment to watch her blossom today and be such a beautiful woman that she is. So I really appreciate all of you, and I feel like all of you are my family. Even though I am her Florida family, I still feel like this is the other part of my family here, and everyone has always welcomed me with open arms, and I wish you both the best. I met Brett in December at a Christmas function, and I knew then that he was the one. I could tell. So I just wish you all the best. Our sweet Sarah Jo. I'd like to think I had some name game to play in that. So have a good night, everybody. I love you all, and just wish you the best. And I love you so much. You're a beautiful bride. Okay, well, like my brother said, I like to take charge, so if you don't know who I am, I'm Doe. I'm now Doe Baker, so introducing. With that being said, I do, from the bottom of my heart, want to thank everybody that traveled far, near, far to come and share this moment with me. It means so much, and throughout today I've had strangers come up and tell me how amazing my family is, and I can only shake my head and say you have no idea. Because it's true. This all comes together because of everybody here, and I've been truly blessed to have amazing women in my life. Janie, Judy, Jeanette, Diane, Christina, Deanna, to guide me and make me who I am today. I have also had 3 amazing men, and Scott and my 2 brothers. Without them, I would not have made it to where I am today. So they deserve a huge thank you for putting up with my bullshit, because woo, sometimes it's thick. But Robert's cheering already. He's like, yeah, no joke. No, but the midnight phone calls and we've always been there for each other, and I just thought that was natural. And it wasn't until I met other families that I realized that brothers don't go dancing with their sisters on the dance floor. Who knew? Because mine do. You know?
Brother-in-law wears boots.
Or have his brother-in-law wears boots, or, you know, I mean, go out and just do things, the 3 of us. And I never realized until I started talking and meeting others that I am so blessed to have been raised the way I have been, because we might not have a lot, but we've always had a lot of love. So thank you all for coming. So with that being said,
So with all that being said, raise your glass. Here's to you. Here's to me. Here's to my new wife. Forever we shall be. God bless us all, and cheers to one another. Good night.
many times. I was tired of hurting, so tired of searching. You walked into my life. It was a feeling I'd never known. For the first time, I didn't feel alone. You're more than love. There can never be another. Make me feel the way you do. Oh, just get closer. Every time I look at you, I don't know where I'd be without you here with me. I'm with you makes perfect sense. You're my best friend. You're my best friend. You stand by me, and you believe in me like nobody ever has. The world goes crazy, you're not there to save me. Make me see how much I have. I still tremble when we touch. Know the look in your eyes when we make love. You're more than love. There can never be another.
A round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, for the bride and groom.
So much love you alone in this place, like there's nobody else in the world. I was in love with you not long ago. I was her mother, she told me so, and she still means the world to me, just so you know. So be careful when you hold my girl. Time changes everything, life must go on. I'm not gonna stand in your way. I loved her first, I held her first, and a place in my heart will always be hers. From the first breath she breathed, when she first smiled at me.
Now, if I can please have all the fathers and daughters that are in attendance to the dance floor. Thank you.
I pray that she find you someday, but it's still hard to give her away. I loved her first. How could that beautiful woman with you be the same red-faced kid that I knew? One that I read all those fairy tales to, tucked in the bed of those nights. And I knew the first time I saw you there, it was only a matter of time. I held it first, and a place in my heart where I'll always be hers. From the first breath she breathed, when she first smiled at me, I knew I'd find I pray that she find you someday, but it's still hard to give her away. I loved her first. When she first smiled at me,
lot of things that have gone on tonight. The first is a simple thing, and it doesn't, people don't notice things like this, and I spoke about how family has assisted and family's been there for us. The platform that our wedding cake is on, that is the foundation of our marriage and our new family and who we're gonna be, comes from a tree from Minnesota that my parents cut from our land and brought with them. And they also cut other ones for some of the other things, and they brought those with them as well. So family is all about who we are and what we do. And this sword is a United States Marine Corps NCO sword, which we'll be cutting the cake with. That was provided by my wife's brother because I forgot to ship my own, and in my negligence, he came through. And so family again comes through. And so because of Esteban, we have a sword. And I haven't mentioned it, the buttons on my vest. Each one of them comes from a uniform, a Marine Corps uniform from Marines who have worked for me in the past. And they mailed them, and this vest was made by my grandmother-in-law, Marie. Where are you, Marie? And she made the vest and sewed these buttons on. So I have buttons from Marines who have worked for me and admired me, and I love them to death. So, yeah, right? What? It happens. So, there's a lot that goes into the things that you don't even see. So, without further ado, my wife, that is awesome. We'll be cutting the cake with this sword and announcing Mr. and Mrs. Brepping. Yeah! So if we can get it back, it's kind of sharp. So you gotta go back in. Yeah. So here we go. In.
There he goes.
In. Holy shit! What did you make? Yeah. And over here.
Who made the cake for you?
Don't worry about that.
My dad.
So there's another thing. So Scott, my father-in-law, made the cakes, all of them.
Yeah.
So it's not, it's a family thing. It's not like this. We paid somebody to do all this stuff. Our family did this for us. So it's a beautiful thing.
We've had a bunch of those. For those of you that are interested, Scott is available for booking. Website address. Tag and brag.
And the cotton candy from the State Fair of Texas.
And again, Steven comes through. All hands. Here, you can go ahead and feed me first. That way I know what to do.
Round and round.
I can tell.
I got a couple of those bomb strikes in there.
Some things just come natural.
I was using the cake as a guard.
shuffle, cause I got the block on lock. Down, do you bad? Do you got a brand new down? Do you bad? 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 Say I'm a rapper and I say no. Say what you doing, trying to keep somebody go. I just let the music come from my soul, so I don't know why people can't stay on the floor. They got a brand new dance, you gotta move your muscle. Brand new dance, it's time to do it so. It don't matter if you're young or you're old. All the single ladies to the dance floor. That's right. Don't be shy. We need all the single ladies to the dance floor. Yep, you too.
She looks so pretty when the makeup on. You should hear her talking to her mom on the phone. I love it when she raps to an Eminem song. That's my girl. Man, her eyes really drive me crazy. You should see her smile when she holds a baby. I can honestly say that she saved me, my girl. Yeah, that's my girl in the passenger seat, windows down, dancing around, causing a scene. That's my girl, sipping Crown of Sprite and a ball cap turned back. Ooh, she got me like, yeah, baby girl, you gone and done it again. Making all the guys wishing you were with them, but I bet they don't see what I see when I see my girl. Every night when she goes to bed, she hits her knees and bows her head. Thanks the Lord for another day. I just thank Him for my girl. Yeah, that's my girl in the passenger seat. Windows down, dancing around, causing a scene. That's my
return for the way in which all my roads led to her. So tonight I will fall down on my knees, 'cause Lord knows how lucky I am. I'm gonna shout at the top of my lungs, thank God for this woman. Thank God for this woman. She gives me freedom, she gives me grace, she gives me hope. off my boots. While I'm wearing out road trucks, you know that I'm sure missing you. And I believe you'll be wondering when I'll be back again. Between Texas and ranchers and old friends, where do you fit in? She said, "Love
Bring it, bring it. Bring your A game.
Don't you know how sweet and wonderful life can be? I'm asking you, baby, to get it on with me.
Da, 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 da.